Okay, so let's read it again. Comfix computer repair charges $40 per hour. So X is going to represent number of hours because that's what's changing. That's our variable rate. And Y represents the cost. Okay? So how would I come up with an equation for Comfix computer repair? Y represents the cost. So what will my equation start with? Yes. Y equals, so the cost, right? We said Y represents the cost is equal to Y 40X. What does that mean?
It's $40 per hour.
$40?
And X represents the number of hours.
Good. $40 per hour, X represents number of hours, so we take 40 and we multiply it by however many hours he's working. So for example, if he worked 2 hours, how much does it cost? 80 bucks. Okay. Now, Raging Ram charges a flat fee of $30 plus $20 per hour. So what would be an equation to represent Raging Ram? Excellent. Y equals 30 plus 20x. Or can we write it like this? Y equals 20x plus 30. Does it matter? No. Which one is going to be a direct variation and which one's going to be partial? Just by looking at those two equations, you can automatically tell. Yes.
Raging Ram is going to be partial.
Good. Raging Ram will be partial. How do you know that? It has a flat fee. Excellent. So where will this graph start? What's the y-intercept? What is the starting point? Yep.
30.
0, 30. Good. You automatically know that if 0 hours goes by, you still have to pay $30, a flat fee. Okay? And computer repair service, Comfix, is this going to be direct or partial? Peter? Direct. Where will this graph start then? Automatically, if it's a direct variation, it has to start 0, 0, the origin. No time passes, how much is it going to cost? Nothing. You don't pay anything. There's no flat fee. Okay, so I want you to graph these two lines now, any way you want. So I chose a scale for each one. Time is always the x-axis and cost is y. Okay, I know that Comfix computer repair starts at 0, 0. And for every hour, what does it go up by?
40.
So I'm going to go up 40 for every hour. So 2 hours would be 80, 3 hours. 3 hours is 120. Okay, so I made this graph kind of small, but that's okay. Raging Ram, where does it start? What's the flat fee? And what does it go up by every hour?
20.
So I'm going to go up 10, 20 for each hour. 10, 20 each hour. Okay, see what I'm doing here? I'm just counting, going up by 20, 10, 20, and over 1. Up by 20 and over 1. See what I did there? And you must use a ruler, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to find the point of intersection properly. That looks kind of messy. And like I said, use a ruler, because it will be easier to read. But you should have a point. The point of intersection should be located here, which is at 1.5, 60. What does that mean? You tell me, what does that mean in this situation? 1.5, 60 means what? If you are using the service for an hour and a half, so 1.5 hours, it will cost $60 for both services. That's the key word there. Both of these services will charge $60 for an hour and a half. But what happens if you are using less than, so I'm going to go below 1.5, less than 1.5 hours? Who is cheaper for less than 1.5 hours? Who will be cheaper? And let me just label this. My pink line represented Comfix, okay? Comfix. And my blue line represented Raging Ram. I'm just going to write Raging. So for less than 1.5 hours, which line is lower on the graph? Which company's cheaper, Joel? Comfix, yes. Does everyone see that? The pink line is lower than the blue line if I go below an hour and a half. So, your conclusion, we would say, if you are using less than 1.5 hours of service, it would be smarter to go with Comfix. It's cheaper, right? But what happens if you're using more than 1.5 hours? Look at your graph. Now I'm going greater than 1.5, which would be anywhere beyond that point. Who is cheaper? Which company ends up being cheaper? Raging Ram. Okay, so does everyone understand what we're looking at here? They both start at a different rate, but depending on how many hours you're using, you're going to decide on which company you would choose. If I know I'm going to use only 1.5 hours of service, does it matter which company I choose? No.